follow you.
Okay, it will go out.
All right.
You'll just go out. Huh? Okay, now where are we going?
We're going down on East Catawba Street to see Ms. Myrtle Brown, Ms. Eva Helens. They used to work at the Chronicle Mill.
How long have you known them?
Ever since I was a small child.
Okay.
I'll say about 50, 60.
Start it up. Yeah, start it up. Moving. Just go ahead. Just go ahead for a little while. Just move right ahead. Okay, now tell me again where we're going.
We're going down on East Catawba Street to see Ms. Myrtle Brown, Ms. Eva Helens, and maybe Miss Helen Leatherman.
Okay.
They used to work at the Chronicle Mill years ago. Older people.
You haven't got the earphones, have you, Jamie?
I'm listening to it in my ear on the speaker.
Okay. So how are we coming through? Okay.
I'm getting a little garbled on yours, but we're double tracking on the other mic.
Okay. Now, you were telling me about Mr. Lineberger.
Mr. Lineberger hired me at his barber shop. I'll show you the barber shop. No, I can't. The barber shop's tore down, but I was sitting in the barber chair getting a haircut. Mr. Lineberger come in and talked to Lawrence. They wanted Mr. Lawrence to cut his hair. He was in a hurry and he wanted him to cut his hair, but Mr. Lawrence told me it'd be a few minutes. And so he sat there and waited, and he started talking to me, and he asked me where I was working. I told him, he said, when are you going to work for me? I said, tomorrow. He said, well, come on up to my office and talk to me. So I went up there and talked to him, and then he sent me up to the Avenue number 1 to see Jim Fraser, and I went in that night to work for him. He said that it was the first man he had ever hired off of the street, and especially in a barber's shop to go to work for him.
Now you knew his father. Tell us about your father.
His father was a good man. That's where the barber shop used to be. It's tore down now. His father, Mr. A.C. Lineberger, was a good man. He was an older gentleman. He knew mill work. He treated his people good, very good. He knew everybody that worked for him. He'd come around to the mills and speak to you. He had a chauffeur. He drove a Lincoln, and he had the chauffeur take him to ride the mill villages at least once a week to see how the villages was and find out where they were, what was going on.
Now we're going down into the Chronicle village, are we?
Now right here is the sign that I was telling you about.
Uh-huh.
That's where the Mr. William Chronicle, in that vicinity where he was killed at. The old house sit down in the hole there, and there's a spring right down at the bottom of here that used to be there, where they got the water at. And that's where the mill, the Chronicle Mill, got its name. All this right here is a new part of it. This part right here is a new part of it. This front section here up to about where that drain pipe is new, but the rest of it, this is all new right here. But the older parts you can see, you may see the tower. All this is older part, and the right there is the tower. Can you see it?
No, we can't quite.
Yes, you can. Turn around, look, see it back up there.
Oh yeah, well we'll get another shot of that. We'll get a separate shot, I think.
Right. Now this is all the old Chronicle Mill homes. They're remodeling them and selling them. some of them, people's bought them and remodeled them and fixed them up.
And where did you live?
Right here. Not that house, but right here in front of this red light. The next house down there is the house I was born and raised in. It's set right here. They moved it back to put the new road in here. The Lutheran church used to sit right here. This bank building now.
Now that's where you went to church, in the Lutheran church?
Yes. Right here's where I went to school, is the Lutheran school, East Belmont School. This is where the Browns live, and the Helms. This is not a mill home, but it's one that they had bought and moved into after they left the mill.
Okay, let's go and see if they're there.
All right. She's not going to
Just a moment, yes.
vision.
About textiles mills in the early 30s. And we understand you remember something of those times.
I don't know if I do or not. And I was working, but I don't.
She worked at the Chronicle for years and years.
Yes.
And is Miss Myrtle still living?
Yeah, but she do forget things. You
Yeah.
can do her.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Come on in.
Okay.
You ask me questions, I might can help you out that way.
Okay. Good.
I put up the air conditioning. I didn't think it was hot.
Where does she live?
You know what? I don't know if you call it Holly Avenue. No, right behind Climax Mill. In the third house, I believe. Mark,
Hey,
you
Miss
know
Mark.
who this is? Huh?
You know who I am?
I haven't seen you in years.
You know him? Now you got to tell us his name.
He looks familiar.
She don't know you.
Do you remember the twins that lived at the Chronicle?
That's Mason Lynch.
Oh no, nice
yes. Oh, yes.
And many times did I spank you.
Spanked me and fed me and
You
looked at you.
oh, much I would have never known you.
This gentleman's taking, he's doing a television of the people that used to work at the Chronicle Mill years ago. And Miss Eva and you and Garvey and Miss Cloninger.
No, Garvey. See,
Garvey.
you work with railroad.
Well, that's right.
He didn't work with the Chronicle.
Well, he lived there though.
Oh yeah, he stayed
All right.
there.
Is anybody else you know that's still living?
Christine Carver.
Where does she live?
She lives on Ewan Drive. He ain't taking pictures, is he?
I would have never known him. Get into my house every day.
Come on in and sit down.
Y'all sit down. Oh, hello, how are you?
This
This is
Judy Helfand.
Judy.
Hi.
This is her son.
Okay.
They all in this. Any more
Well,
that you
there are
know?
a lot of people. Sarah Bell,
Where does she live?
right down on 1st Street.
And Helen?
You and Helen worked in the 30s.
Yes, she did.
What did you do in the mill in the 30s?
I was running all over the mill. I pieced up behind the dockers. I spun and I wound. Anywhere that we needed me, that's where I was at.
How old were you when you first started working in the mill?
14. 14 years old.
What did you do then?
Well, you know, I learned to spin. And then I got to piecing up behind the dockers.
You know, ain't that
Yeah.
pretty? I'll be out any
And then from them on, I just learned anything I could.
Do you remember what time that was, what year that was when were you born?
I was born 1904.
4. You're born in 1904.
Yeah.
Then you started working in 1918.
Yeah, that's the year in the war.
That's right.
That's when I was working.
Uh-huh.
During the war. We lived down there in the, where the that home goes over the bridge.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we went You know, when we passed the mill coming down
Yeah,
here, the first house on the right was where
that's where I
we lived.
yeah.
Lived there for years.
Years and years.
Do you remember what you got paid when you first started working?
Oh, seemed like it was.
You didn't get paid, did you?
Yeah, I
You
learned.
was learning.
No, but
Yeah, this was just nearly nothing to do, but I forgot.
Uh-huh.
About $2 or $3, I think.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure now about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I couldn't swear to that. But
yeah.
it wasn't much.
uh,
I know back earlier, they
didn't
used to
make nothing no way. The ones that knowed how
think
did.
they made about $8 or $10
Oh.
a week, and then
That's
the
right. Y'all have it too.
others, the seemed like the section men and boss men made just a little bit more, about 12, didn't they?
That's right. I forgot.
And
But I just went over.
Yeah, I don't have 19.
I learned how to do everything in the mill. I went from the winder room, spinning
the
room,
same age.
no,
pieced up behind the dog.
Yeah.
I just here and there.
no, it was in the 40s. It was in the 40s.
Well, to rub her name off, I just got to thinking, she graduated from high school during the war. The war was
Who?
right over Helen. She
Helen,
wasn't working in the 30s.
she wasn't. I didn't put her name down.
Didn't Helen Leatherman?
No,
or
I
Helen
didn't.
Brown?
No, I didn't
Well-
put her name down.
But now you remember, you were there earlier. Do you remember what happened when they stopped having the 11-hour day and went down to the 8-hour day?
Oh yeah, we was happy marks.
When Social Security come in, we were
That's
happy.
right. You got more pay too.
Yeah.
We got more pay,
Yeah.
but pay
That's
went up.
right.
We started paying Social Security,
Uh-huh.
I just can't
and then
remember. I don't think.
Yeah.
it wasn't much, but it was so much out of every paycheck. And then after that, well, then they started getting a little better and paying us a little more. And then after the Roosevelt went in and the
Yeah.
Depression was over, then
But you know
things
they
started
were
climbing
good.
then.
They were good to you?
Yes, they was.
Uh-huh.
I know all us young girls, you know, they store right in front of the mill.
Uh-huh.
We get up there, get our job, you know, running good. We run out to the store.
About 3 center and a
That's right. That's what we
3 center
buy.
and a cinnamon bun, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we had, you know, they were real good to us.
Mm-hmm.
They never did fuss with us youngins. I called them.
Mm-hmm.
They had the
were
store.
nice.
They let us go out to the store and come back, and we sat out in front of the mill, and
That's right.
some of them would, if they smoked, they'd smoke. And
You didn't smoke, huh?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
but they had him.
Uh-huh.
Miss Eva used to spin in the spinning room.
I was too.
Yeah, you was too. But I used to aggravate her all the time. I'd go up to her and pull her. They wore aprons.
Yeah.
I'd go up and pull her apron like this. And about 4 hours.
Oh,
So
yeah.
many evenings a week and work on Saturday. So, you know, I worked for.
We had a good time,
for,
that's the truth. We didn't
George
work.
Back.
Youngins like, we played more than we worked. Now, that's the truth. And they were really good
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
Saturday. Come in and paint bobbins and
They gave us some time, but not often.
stuff like
Hey,
that.
we wouldn't let them catch it.
Should we ask them to be quiet while we're talking here? Yeah. Just a moment.
But I heard.
I'm going to get her to tell us.
We go sit, we'd get up our work while we go where we wanted to. Anywhere. Now we lived in that first house at the mill. I could go home, go back to work. Just like I wasn't working. They were real nice, all of them with the help.
How much schooling did you get?
I went to the 9th.
That's a lot of schooling back at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you see, I'd stay at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd go and take my exams when they did.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be off that day.
I see.
That's the way I got mine.
Well, that's, as I say, that's unusual, a lot of education for that time.
Oh, yeah. See, I determined I was going to learn to read and write. So when I'd get, you know, at night I'd study my books, I'd get up my lessons, and then I'd go to school. The next day I could do it. Didn't take me but a few minutes, and then I'd go home, go to work. Oh, I worked hard too for my what little bit of education I got.
How many hours did you work?
Well, I don't think I worked that. I couldn't work long doing all that. You know.
When did you go to work?
I go work at 6.
And you come home at what time?
Well, sometimes 10, sometimes 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd stay out, and maybe I'd go back later on in the afternoon and work a few hours. But I wouldn't work over all day long. I didn't work 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were real good, us youngins down there. I wasn't the only one. There's lots of us. We had a ball.
When were you born?
1904.
And you first started working in the mill when you were how old?
Let's see, my daddy died in 1918, and I worked, I don't know, I didn't work full time, no time, because I went to school. I come home and then they let us work some, you know. And sometimes I wouldn't work for maybe a month or more. They were real nice.
What did you do with your money?
I spent it.
We all did.
Now that was the dumb person that was the kid. You know, that's all I was.
It was hard times then.
I know.
Did you have to give part of your money to...
My mother was a real woman.
tell me about Mr. Lineberger.
Well, I tell you, I don't know. When he come around, you know, that's the long time we'd ever seen. When he come around, come in before we was working, he was real nice. He'd stop and talk to us and pat us on the head, you know, youngins like. And he was real nice. I can say that. And I guess other people will too that was working at that time. I bet say he does that yet. I don't know. I ain't worked in years.
Now, this is Mr. A.C. Lineberger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then you worked for Joe later?
No.
Nuh-uh. We
Yeah.
didn't work for Joe. See, Joe ain't been up there too long, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yes, he has been.
He had a hand in it, you know,
Yeah,
but
sure.
what I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't come around.
Yeah, yeah.
But now Mr. Lineberger, he come and been the meal about every week or so. He'd go all the way, all through it, and he'd stop and talk to us and pat us on the back. He's nice. Everybody liked him.
Yeah.
When I worked.
We know him.
Of course, it's been a long time since I worked. Because I ain't no brain kicking.
Mr. Lynch? Mr. Lynch?
Yes.
Just be quiet just a moment. Okay. Yeah? And you were telling me about, tell me, what was it like to work in the mills then?
Oh, we enjoyed it. You know, young girls like that, well, we had a ball. You just sort of come up on us sometimes. So one day had to run us off. We, you know, laugh and talk to one another. And they didn't care for us to talk. And as long as we run our job, that was it.
And what was your job?
Oh, I could spin, spoon, piece up behind the doffers. I done all that. You know, at certain times, if one of them was out, well, I could do that job too. I learned how to do that.
And what did you get paid?
Oh, really? I done forgot. Let's see. When I first started off, it was about $4 a week. I believe now. I'm not sure about that, but then as we get up a little older, we draw a little more. And when I quit down there, I was making $30-some. Over $30-some.
When did you quit?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. What year did I quit? I got sick and had to quit. But I was making that.
Do you remember when Roosevelt came in and they cut the hours from
8 hours. Oh yeah, I remember that. We was all shouting that time. But I was making pretty good when I quit, you know. But I just can't tell you exactly what, 'cause I done forgot.
What was it like in the Chronicle Village?
Oh, it was nice. Everybody knowed the other fella. And we had good neighbors, and we never did have no trouble. Us youngins did fight sometimes. But everybody seemed like they were just good neighbors. Where I lived around, we lived in that house where you go to the bridge, I go over there, down there, that first house. That's where I lived. I lived there for years.
Do you want yourself?
Could you tell us about your education?
Well, we went to school. We had to go to school. Our parents made us go. We go to school, and then I'd come home and go to work. Yeah, I went to 6th grade like that.
And how far did you go in school after that, after the 6th grade?
I didn't go 7th. I wouldn't go no more. That was my fault. I'd rather work and make the money. Young and like, you know. And then my daddy died, and my mother was a widow woman, and they was younger, her and my 2 brothers and me. So I helped out. I had to go to work to help support them. And then my brothers, 2 of my brothers, one of them's older than me, he worked all the time.
And what was it like in the mills? Was it hot or was it?
It was hot. You might know how hot it was. But you know, we didn't mind it. We had a ball all the time, us kids, like. You know how kids is. It didn't bother us. Didn't me.
Well, after Roosevelt came in, it was cut down to 8 hours.
Oh, we had a ball that time. We really had a ball.
And you made more money, I believe.
Oh
then.
yeah, we made more money. But I just forget exactly how much it was, but they raised our wages, you know. So often they raise your wages. They give us a little more at the, well, as kids, you know, they'd raise us every once in a while. They were good to us. Now they were good to us.
Now around about that time in 1934, there was a big lot of confusion here. There was an actual strike. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that strike, yeah. But they didn't strike at the Chronicle. They were all, I tell you, they're always nice to you down there. I don't care what nobody says.
They shut the mill down, so
What was that?
No, don't put me on there. I don't know.
You said that they shut the mill down?
They just shut it down. They didn't strike. They just shut it down.
Oh
so
yeah,
there'd be
they'd
no
stop
trouble.
it, you know. If there's gonna be trouble, they'd stop that mill.
Wait, can we say that again?
Could you say that again for me? If,
You know, when they found out there's gonna be some kind of trouble or something, they'd stop it for a day or so. They were real nice. I tell you, they're good people to work for. I don't care what nobody tells you.
did you ever go to any of the big parades or meetings that they had?
No,
George,
I didn't do that.
they know something.
Okay.
But they were real nice to you, I know that.
Yeah.
And that superintendents, they're just as nice as they could be.
Well, let me go and talk to your sister just a moment.
Oh, I don't know nothing much.
Yeah.
Me and Mason was talking about different things.
Yeah. Well, tell me, when did you start working in the mills?
Well, let's see. When,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to tell you.
well, I went to work and then I'd have to stop
I'll
for
try to
school,
tell
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't tell you. I tell you, I don't know.
When were you born?
1912. I don't remember a whole lot of that, but I didn't want to. I'd go get my old book when I want to think of anything at the Chronicle that they give us out there, Mr. Stowe wrote. And that's all.
Oh, you have one of those books that Mr. Stowe gave you?
Yeah.
Could we look at? Could you show it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I've seen this before. Have you read it?
Yeah, some of it. I skip about.
So this tells you the story of the...
How the mill started and things, yeah.
When did you get this?
Oh, I don't know, but I had that a long time. They give everybody in the mill one.
And I noticed it has the pictures of all the Stowe family and their house.
Yeah.
But there are no pictures of the mill houses in here.
No, I don't think they are.
Well, you see, that's one of the differences. What we're trying to do in our picture is to tell the story of the workers, the people who worked in the mills, as well as the people who built them and owned them, you see. That's the difference maybe in what we're trying to do now.
Yeah. I was trying to think, did we have her picture of the house?
Of your house?
Of the mill house.
Uh-huh. Do you have any pictures of your sister and yourself in those early days?
I'm going to show you one. I'll tell you that right now.
What about showing one of your sister?
Yeah, I ain't got her. But you know my brother, Raymond, they wrote a whole lot about him. You know, they named that mill down there after him. The Helms plant.
I didn't know that, no. Why did they name that after him?
Well, cause this year Robert up here, he called up and said, asked us, would it be all right with us if they named it after him? And they done a lot of writing, you know, then and took pictures of him. But now he's dead now.
Was he a supervisor there?
No. Him and Mr. Stowe, Mr. Robert Stowe, these boys, his daddy, they was friends. And so that's all.
That's interesting that they should name a mill after one of the employees.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
Well, it made us all feel good, you know, to think that they thought that much of him to name one after him. Yeah.
Could you tell us about what it was like growing up in the Chronicle village?
What it was like? Well, I just thought we went up like a normal child. We had friends and we went places and things like that. We went to school, you know, stayed together, what was that age and what grade and all like that. And just like any, like it was now, because it wasn't we didn't know what dope and things was.
Nothing but whiskey.
Huh?
Did they let people drink in the mill village?
No, I can't answer that. My people didn't, because my mother didn't lie that. My mother was a Christian lady. Of course, my daddy died when I was real small. I don't remember him.
Well, my daddy was a prohibitionist too, and he was strong against that. I guess everybody in those old days weren't they?
I imagine so, because we didn't have it in our house at all.
And I remember a story in my family. My granddaddy led the whole prohibitionist movement in Kentucky, so that I understand what you mean about that. Yeah. When did you start working in the mills?
When he's 14.
When I went 14 in
When you were
summertime.
14, yeah. And then you worked full time when you were what, 16?
Was that when no, cause I couldn't. I went to work full time when they went on the 6-hour law, wasn't it, Ma? I can't tell you now what time it was, because I mean when it was.
You were saying that you remembered something about that big strike. Could you talk to us about that?
Well, they had a union, and all the rest of them was striking. Well, they didn't strike out there; they just stopped it down for a while. I don't remember how long, but I know they dropped the weights and everything, and they put up National Guards around it, around our door, and they come after a few of us, and we went in there and went to work, went back to work. That's all I can tell you, because I didn't fool with that either.
Do you remember any of the guardsmen?
No, I don't.
I'm asking you that because in some places we found that the girls in the mill got to know the guardsmen pretty well.
No, I don't know none of them. You know, they had them down here at this mill, down there on the road a lot. Down there at the, was it the hose mill? I guess it was, down on one of them mills down there. But see, we didn't go down there. We stayed up here where we belonged.
Did you feel that was a kind of a threat?
I don't know now. I don't know if I did or not.